Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Najwah Gallant, maiden surname Vallie. I was born on the 4th of the 11th month, 1955, in Newlands, of, should I say, very good, intelligent, upstanding parents. My mother is formerly from 2nd Avenue in Claremont. Her parents were very, what can I say, very hard-working, because he was a person who only sold fish. That was his work. And that's how he raised these children. But they were well reading Quran, I should say. Very proud of her for that. And she was a very good example. She led by example. And they are rich in Quran, the whole family. A great uncle was Imam Ma'avia, who led the Jama'ah in Makkah, the Haram of Makkah. Yes, and my daddy again, they were Indian, well-bred, hard-working people, upstanding people, and they come formerly from India. And my grandfather couldn't speak Afrikaans well, he just spoke like English. So we helped him as grandchildren, we used to, and he was blind. So we hold his hand and we used to help him. Relatives from my father's side that I know of is Oasis Management. I mean, they are well known, so they are my father's cousins. We didn't stay long in Cape Town because the work for my daddy was very difficult to get work. He was in construction. And we had to move to Durban, and I was a child of 8 years old. And to my mommy, that wasn't a big train smash because family was more important. So we left our house. We were well brought up, we were well established by then, but we had to leave it behind. Coming to Durban, we had to attend schools that was English. And we came from Afrikaans schools, that is Tafala. It was very difficult for me and all of us to adjust, but we managed. My mother, as a very Islamic oriented lady, we could live anywhere. And if she could just see the sun coming up, the sun rising, and she would know where Qibla is. For me, it was amazing as a small child to watch your mother doing this. And I remember when I come from school, she's always sitting with the Quran. If she don't answer you, you must know she's doing a namaz or she's sitting with the Quran reading. My father was more for me, I should say, for us. You should be scared of your mommy, of your daddy, but I wasn't. I was more towards him and scared of my mommy because she was a very strict person. And my daddy was the soft one. But he was always there. If you cough, he's there. If you got the pain, he's there. He was a hands-on father. Very much so. Very intelligent two parents, I should say. Well-spoken. And she would always brag about her high school days in Livingston. Both of them went to Livingston. That's how they went. I met at Livingston at madrasa as well. She taught him Quran. And her best friend was Imam Harun. My mommy's best friend was Imam Harun. Imam even fetched her at home. They walked to madrasa together and walked back. The Imam would always tell her, Gadija, teach the children, teach the Isils, as the old name was Isils. That was now my daddy and his brothers. My mommy used to teach them. And she was a good student at Livingston. Good in the maths, good in the geography and the knitting. She was well presented at school. And she only went to school when she was 9 years old. And when she was 9 years old, she entered Rosmith Primary. She could read and write because she was taught to read and write at home from an elder sister that never ever went to school. So when my mommy got to Rosmith, she was supposed to be sub A. She went to sub B, standard 1 immediately because she was far advanced. You could see in her writing, you could see how she handled herself at home, how she handled my daddy, how she handled the money, how she could keep us together. She always said she leads by example. Not screaming, do this, do it, go make salah, no. So I can proudly say I had a very good upbringing. He travels, he's a driver, she's got a logbook in her hand. Who does that today? To check the mileage of the car at each garage. To say, Yusuf, zoveel mile per uur, so much petrol be used from here to that garage, right? And put sweets in his mouth, doesn't fall asleep behind the wheel, traveling to Cape Town every year, end of the year. And we're coming to Cape Town, he can say, here's a logbook, eh? That's how much petrol we use, mileage, that's a car. She's hands on. Whatever money we have, what have we sorted out? The children's clothes, yes. Children's school clothes sorted out, yes. Check. The children, our groceries when we get back from Cape Town to Durban, check. She's Hanafi, mother. When she went for her Hajj, she never went to the Hajj. She always said she never went once with my daddy to the Haram. She's Hanafi, she's Kapan driver. She just went. They come a stamma na, sê, das blik mos sê, sy gaat net aan. And when we made salah at night, gaan salah met julle pa. Because she made 15 rakats for Isha. And then she made more nafas. We finished salah with my daddy. Mommy's still busy. My daddy will take the newspaper out and he will read the newspaper and then we grab a piece. I grab a piece of newspaper. Yusuf moest grab a piece of Bible, grab a piece of newspaper. I grab the sports. I want to read the sports. We sat our daddies every night. We sat at his feet reading newspaper. I only want one wish from you. What was that? I want you to love one another. That's all. Rugby and cricket, you mustn't lower with me. My love for sport was huge. I always said that played a big role in my youth. I was interested so much. My love was so much for sport that I joined the hockey team. I played goalie just to be in some sport. But I learned the rules of cricket and I learned the rules of rugby, yes. Because my dad bought me a rule book. Because I loved cricket. I knew the rules, net so. Wadu Waki's cousin, should I say, Ibrahim Waki, he taught me to keep score. And that time there was 8 balls in the over. He taught me to keep score. This one, na minuut tyd. Najwah, is all right. Hy gaan nou die vel vat, hy gaan nou, is jy okay? Ja, it's fine, gaan speel. I lived for rugby and cricket. From standard 1, right up to standard 9 when I got married, I sat in front of the class with the most intelligent girl in the school, was my friend. So I wasn't there for matric. She was the head prefect. I think she's living in Durban, Oriel. Her birthday is on the 12th of January. Every Saturday we'd be together at the cricket and we'd be together at the rugby. And then soos Romaka, ons is net saam, elke dag saam by die skool. Ons praat met ander kinders, is net ons praat mekaar. Because my pa and my broer was my heroes. Hulle was my idols. My broer was my idol geweest on the rugby field. Off the field is my idol. I got married very young. My husband is Mogamad Salie Gallant, also from Claremont. So my daddy now obviously knew his daddy and his family. So it wasn't so difficult, you know, the families know each other and stuff. His eldest son was born there. Second eldest son was about to be born there, then we came to Cape Town. I moved in with Mama and Papa, as we say. And when I entered the house, I immediately said, Assalamu alaikum, Mama, Papa. It wasn't for me moving back and say, Auntie or whatever it was, Mama and Papa. Immediately, the very first time I put my foot into the house, it was Mama and Papa, nothing else. And Papa was fond of me, and Mama did a lot for me.
he started singing for Primrose's Moss, right? When I came to learn about singering, I didn't know what was going on, but my dad, that time, he was with Violet's strap blazer lying in his cupboard. So that time, in the Claremont, everybody was like mad about Violet's. So now, Mama gave her ticket to me so I could go. So Bana was still alive, so they said, no, they're going to look after us. I wasn't worried, but I took Yusuf with me. So me and Papa now sitting upstairs in a city hall. Papa said, ek gaan nou die jongens kyk speel. Hy sing. Hy toe. Uncle Salie wrote a song. Abdullah Megad wrote these words. And Akamai sang. They won first prizes right through. First prizes now. That's the first time Uncle Salie sang after a long time. Was in Durban, was for a while, man. Anyway, Papa's nog groot jong. That was our first encounter. So the next year again, I remember so like a Sultan. They wrote Sultan because Sultan was born. They wrote Sultan. They won first prize with Sultan again. You see, and that's how but I didn't go again. Papa was quiet with me. Papa used to sell groente. I tell that man today, where did you steal this species by my papa? This is new stuff, you steal it. Huh? You want to come ask me 25 rand? I broke with the stuff in the plane. You come ask me 25 rand. I say, okay, salam, goodbye. En dan jy praat weer te veel. Hy dink mos is stories man, hy weet mos nie ons is van hier nie, ons weet van die Mitchells Plain nie, en Menenberg, jy weet dit nie. So Papa taught me a lot. He used to scare with me because Papa did broke. And Papa's going to broke for him. Now we put that up. So under that, when was the boxes, nou advertising was soon, nou I said, die meid, hy sê so verbyloop, hy vat hier ding. Maar ek vat dit nie vir my nie, ek vat dit vir my pot. But ek is te shy om te vraag. But he knows. Then he said, jy kan nie vraag, jy kan net vraag. Dus kan hy my uit doen. Dis hoe Papa sê stel my. Papa said, go on with me. Go on with me, young. Oh, about the line, about the food, and that. I made Papa's pasta, he liked pasta, and I made it for him. But and in between, he used to love me to make it. But playing Scrabble was the best. The best. Because I have a feel that they can't spell most. I only remember me and Papa playing. But there were two others also playing because you can go four on a board. But I only remember me and Papa because he's my biggest fan. He was not can't spell right. I don't think note of nobody only Papa. And now must I can spell zip. That's my writing being not Clara. Ek op die grond van lag. Ek leef op die grond. Ek gaan lekker daar met my gown aan. Weet jy hoe ek geding is? Ek as hy vier in is, dan gaan ek voor die vuur sit met my gown aan, with my hair, and I put my hair in front of the fire, and the fire dries up my hair. So what the games had you play? Because we had board games. Me and I had board games. He likes us. If my husband went out, Salie went out, I sat with him, sitting in front of the fireplace, playing Scrabble. He would always ask me, are you okay? Are you sure you're okay? Very concerned. And unfortunately, I only had Papa for 4 years in my life, and he passed away. I was very sad. I cried and I cried because I was very, very young. And I was there with him, Monday out in the morning. I was there. And it was so sad for me because it happened so suddenly. It was too quick. And so I had another baby and another son and another son. And after when my fifth son was born, he had a heart operation. My daddy running out. But before he passed away, before he running out, he had a ticket for me to go with him on Hajj. But it didn't happen like he intended. But my mommy still gave me my Hajj ticket like he said. It was netted for me, so I got pregnant again. I was expecting my sixth child. And not knowing it, by that time when I booked the ticket, we found out this Mogamad had this problem. Mama saw that Mogamad had problem, Mama. And until when my daddy I slept with my mommy, and Mogamad crawled and he fell with his face onto the ground. And his whole face was smashed, his nose and was bleeding. And I had to rush him to hospital. That's when they found out. So when I spoke to the pediatrician, an old lady, she gave Mogamad penicillin, and Mogamad got worse. I rushed back the next day. He was turning blue in his face. Blue, the whole face was blue. And I always thought, no, it's because I'm washing him, bathing him, and it's cold. Now he's cold and it's blue. Ek het net so gehuis, it was wit, but it's all the time. It's hot. So before I left for Makkah, Mogamad was now fine. He was still in hospital, but he was recovering. Well, actually, they were closed, the stitches while he was done, and then his lungs went into the water again. There was water in his lungs again, and I had to cut him open again, and to fix his lungs up again, and close him again. So that's why he's got he had two ops in that one couple of hours, and his op lasted for 8 hours. Dr. Barnard left, and before he got onto the plane, they had to call him back to say, this child's lungs is in the water, you must come see this child that you just... But since then, Mogamad was fine, and since then, he's never ever been sick. Fine, alhamdulillah. So I went, I just greeted him in hospital, and I went for Hajj, peacefully, rustig, no looking back. So I just went on my journey. For Hajj class, I went to Buddha, Sally's brother, Tahima, going to Haram, coming. Oh, not talking to anybody, just going and coming. There's one person met me at home, back home, one of the neighbors, the Ahmad's son-in-law. He said to me, oh, can this lady speak? I saw this lady every day going to Haram. This lady never ever spoke. Can she really speak? We didn't go on a big scale, taking a lot of people just to greet karamats and stuff. It was just me and my husband and mama and my children, and then we went to karamats. When I left here, I was very healthy. And I got to Arafah, when he made our dua with Sheikh, with Sayyid Achmat Alwi, I got sick. I had to now stay behind to give birth to a baby girl. And I always made dua for a baby girl in that time, in my tawafs. And my mommy was with me when I gave birth. And being unseen that the name was Gadija, I gave Khadija's name, I gave her name. It's my mother-in-law's name as well, and it's my granny's name. So it's a family name. And I was still very, very strong and healthy. And my uncle was with us. My mommy gave my uncle a ticket. Instead of my daddy wasn't there anymore, so he was now our mahram. So he could throw for us. He threw for Jamanat, he threw for us, for me, my mommy, but I was fine, I was healthy, said Achmat was surprised, this lady is walking around and there's nothing wrong with her. She gave birth and look at her. Right. So, and as I say, a small verlossener, my mommy had to now cut my hair 3 years so that I could take off the ikram and don another top. Lucky to have a mommy like I had. She could think quick on her feet and make it easy for me to take off my ikram. Like stuff I didn't know even. She left, and she was like sad because I had to stay behind. And then a friend of ours, Abdulatif Suka, he said that's his mommy. He took her to Jeddah. Him and Halatis aunt and lived there also. And they take the old ladies and she asked me, do you want to go to Jeddah? We're going to see the mosque on the water and stuff. I said, no, I don't want to go. I'm happy where I am. And I just stay in every waktu to go to Haram. Because I was pregnant, I wanted to stay behind in the bait and say, no, I'm going to salah in the bait. No, it was Ramadan, and I made my puasa every day. And I used to go travel every night. She asked him to look after me, see if I need maybe anything for Khadija, because he worked in Jeddah. Thursday nights when he come in for Jummah, he stays by he stays by Khalati, by his aunt. And then, but he will come over and see, do I need kimbis for Khadija? What do I need? Do you need anything? Do you need anything? Oh, fine, I'm fine. So by the time I left, I had to go make a folder, so I went alone. I took my kitab, I took Khadija on the arm. It was one morning for Fajr, and I didn't tell Sti Asya, and I just went down, and I made my folder with Khadija. I put Khadija in there, Ismail, and I made my salah. And then I started.
in my tawa with my puki. I'm a kid. And then I made my sign, I put it down, made my dua all on my own. Nothing was difficult. I went back. Stiasha was looking for me. Where are you? Where are you? And no, Stiasha, I went and I made that folder and stuff, and I'm done. And Skrik said, oh no. So I stayed a little while still until my Latif had to organize my flight back. My last Juma, I went down with her. I stayed long in the haram. I made me there. I didn't go up. I was sitting in the haram and sitting in the haram and sitting in the haram. And it was almost asr. So when I went up, I wanted to make me die, and I didn't want to make me die. So I was just sitting there looking at the Kaaba, alone with Gadija. I was at peace in the haram. She didn't even cry once. And looking back, how did I manage with this child in my arm and making tawaf with the kitab? I can't think. And then I went home. Almost in Jeddah, to get the plane, I realized I've got my passport on me. I said, Ya Allah, Abdul Latif, my passport. He said, no, don't, relax. He turned back and we went to fetch my passport by Said Achmat. Before I went, I just want to tell you, while I was there, I couldn't go to Haram. I couldn't make salah. I cooked for them. Every night I cooked a different meal. And I used to iron maybe Tisham's clothes for school. They didn't know I liked cooking. I love most cooking. That is my second nature, cooking. They treated me very, very well. And when I got home, my mommy, the person that she is, she sent me to Sham dresses every year. Just new house in Jabal Tur. They built them a house in Jabal Tur 38 years ago. And my mommy went to visit him in the new house. That was her way of thanking City for having taken care of us. And what great parents I had. And what a wonderful wife she was. Like she could tell her husband, no. We're not going to eat now. We first Salah. Salah is more important than food. You see, no, his wife is so, achtamaka. No, he can't. A wife that makes food for her husband, before Fajr, his food is made, his breakfast is made. Why? Because he wanted baked bread. Why? Because he lives for scones. Why? Because he makes chops fried before he goes to work. He takes a big meal and then he doesn't take bread. And it's done. Kasam, that lady never missed one tahajjud. She won't put the lights on. She doesn't disturb anyone. She just do her thing. But after Fajr, I did had the breakfast he asked for. And a dad like that, that comes and rubs your feet. When you cough, he rubs your back. When you do this pain, he jumps up from his bed. Alhamdulillah, I had wonderful parents. Eh? But then again, my children, alhamdulillah, they're big now. So I can say now, whatever their father left for them again was the Quran also. She's got a good heart. She will go the extra mile to give anybody anything and say, that is from me. Even if it's a cookie as a cleaner, she will come to you and she will give it to you. Ever did I ever see Gadija going empty-handed to anyone's house and I see how she struggled, but she will make that, and then she will say, that is my cousin thing going, that is my cousin. But I wanted to go to Arafah and see that is where she was born, and that there's no falang, there's no falang. I just ask every day when I make dua for my children. And my life now with the Umrah after 38 years with Sheikh Ibrahim Gabriels was the best. Alhamdulillah. I didn't think I would ever go back because I got fear of flights and I got heights and stuff. Before I went for Umrah, I went for acupuncture a couple of times after healing. And she convinced me, Najwah gaan kalm wees. Najwah gaan niks worries en Najwah lekker travel. Honestly, I sat in that plane for that 14 or whatever hour to Dubai, and I was awake
And I was fearless. And I was peaceful. And it was amazing. We got lost in Dubai. And we were walking and walking almost back to Cape Town. Anyway, we got help. This guy took us to the gate 24. Every time say, why you get the wheelchair? Why you get the wheelchair? Say, you just carry on. Get the gate, you tell him to keep open for me. Walk to the gate, I heard somebody shout, Najwah! Sheikh Ibrahim Gabriels, he was looking for us all over. We sat in the first row, me, Soraya and Sila, the first front seats of that plane. But we were late. Now we must get ready for Ihram. We are in Ihram. We must make niyyah and stuff. Now Sheikh asked, did you make your niyyah? He come to us. He sent Abu Bakr. Sheikh Ibrahim sent Sheikh Abu Bakr to come and ask us, are you ladies, Najwah? Are you alright, Najwah? Did you make your niyyah? Yes, Sheikh, we are about to now. We're busy now. Sheikh sent his other brother, Najwah. Sheikh sent me to find out if you sorted you. Yes, Sheikh, we got our kitabs here. We sorted. Yes, no, Sheikh. We sorted it right. For 49 years, that was the best moments of my entire life. 3 children sitting in the class, sub A, and the teachers coming to them, and they well behaved, and sitting and just saying, yes, miss, and sitting. And we're not speaking about nothing else. I said, hijab das. Ons is gezond, ons tablas, ons nie die klein toilet, ons is geram ook aan, ons is fijn, ons is uitgezond. So that too. Being geram again. You know how you feel. You feel like a child. You just feel like a child and you feel proud of yourself because you did it. You did it properly, it's marked, it's right, and you feel proud of yourself. We did something great. When you're talent, we're not tired, we're not hungry, we just... Ons is net alles, maar ons is nie daai nie. My focus was a garam, what is a garam? How am I going to get to the garam? I can't walk so far because my knees won't allow me. Just one second time around, I was good to go. Garam to Aline, up here. Alhamdulillah. The same thing that I followed in Makkah 38 years ago, I did now in Umrah. Bait and haram, not looking at nothing. If there was shops in between. But the whole trip was Sheikh. Sheikh made it easy for me because he's concerned. Because having problem with your legs, that's not an easy thing. But he made everything like maklik for me to feel like about everything. So that was now the best trip. You know what you feel? Love, peace and tranquility. That's his words. Love, peace and tranquility, but it's so true. He was not a fantastic leader. And he was funny. And we joked with him. And he laughed at us. We laughed at our jokes. But once he's on the mimbar and he's giving lectures, then he's a different person. He's a different mode of a person. That was now for me, I think I needed that in my life. I mean, I needed for the years that the children are big and stuff. I needed that. Really. Those 2 weeks, I het geniet. To put peace and that tranquility in your life. That is the beauty of it. But it's true. Going by Dean is another story again. Yo, there's really peace. Your mom is sitting there. Now come, your mom is sitting there. That side by the Aggies. I just started it. God, we hebben er niks aan gekregen. We dachten, no, sorry, there's nowhere to be found. I said, yo. She said, well, she's always just here, she's nowhere. And just feel my anyway, I sat. I sat in front of the Kaaba on this marble with Gadija so high in my tummy. Flat. And daar's die Kaaba and daar's die Maqam Ibrahim. Ne? And I look at the stars alone. No, nobody must bother me. I was alone. Because I said to myself 38 years ago, I'm never, ever going to see the Kaaba again. Why? Because my knees were giving in, my legs were giving in. I couldn't sit flat again and make salah again. I have to sit on a chair. So I enjoyed myself. I never sat once on a chair during my pregnancy. Just so, not once I stood on the marble and on the clippertjes in the tent. And that is the beauty of your life, that goes with you, that will stay with you forever. That's unbreakable. Nobody can take it away from you. It can't break. It's yours forever and forever. So that is the stuff that is what I treasure. That is for me beauty. En papa was sitting by my door. En is lus vir 'n pastei. Nou sê papa, hy praat nie nou, hy gooi mos nou skem aan. Moet jy gee nie. Moet maar liewer sê nie gee nie. Want as jy nie wil gee nie, eerste plekkie, dan moet jy nie maar worry om te gee nie. Dat means jy wil mos nie gaan gee dit nie. Dis wat papa sê stel my. Papa sê go on with me. En papa sê lies en hy sê jo. Skerp 'n bietjie met Isa, Pieter met my piere. Go on with me, young. But playing Scrabble was the best. This was my pot kept dog. Alles verkeerd. Ek het 'n pumpkin color fleecy gown gehad van my youth, van my jong dae, saam met dinges. Met 'n bell sleeve with 'n black lace woolen. Het my mami nog vir my gekoop. Ons hoor, wat hy een katspielie. That was my best times of my life. Ek skryf, kan ek skryf en vir almal skryf. My mommy never once told us. I know only when I was married, yes, when you were married, then she started saying, oh, you sit nog. I'll hold the baby for you. Meaning, what said you know? I was saying, oh, she know all the stuff that you patch and she know what already. She's there, that you know, say, oh, my listeners, they. I said, vanavond, yo, how she know, the lady know all the stuff. Yo, you know, for with money, with maths. Wat garaf, she kan vernikken. She was, oh, we must take a pic with Sheikh, we must take a pic with Sheikh. Come, we must take a pic. And Sheikh is sitting at the table and saying, ek is aan, ek van my hier tyd, ek is ek wat 'n pic. Ek dink dat is Silas, she's gevaarlik funny. Yo, I know she come and all the stuff, but it was amazing. Sheikh Bakar said, nobody's going to go to the hotel. Why, Sheikh? We're going to stop for ice cream. Sheikh Ibrahim gave it all. What flavor do you want? And then the Silas said, I want that flavor. There is that flavor. And I still say, ooh, I think Silas funny, yo. And I still say, I don't know what flavor I said. They asked him. Sheikh is so sweet. He still come ask us. We must just not take what we get. He still come ask us. I think, what flavor? In Cape Town, when you wait for the clubster to come by, man, that atmosphere, the lights and the people is going on like stuff. I tell Auntie Silla, are you waiting for the Ottomans to come by? Because Ottomans is going to come down. I say, Auntie Dila, Dila say, Auntie Najwah say, Salat lay, because the Ottomans over by would come.
Als toe jakkals hier bereid op